Hey guys, it's Rich with your Monday Spot in the Pagan Perspective. This week we're talking about healing. This week's question comes from Olive, who writes, "Hi, will you help me learn how to heal myself? I have, and I'm not even going to try to butcher what this condition is called. It's in the bottom bar. And I wanted to know how to deal with it." Now, apparently this condition, which I'm not going to try to butcher the name of, is painful menstruation, typically involving abdominal cramps. Now, as a man, I cannot even begin to fathom uh, the pain of menstruation. I'm sorry, I really cannot speak on that topic because I'm not really knowledgeable of it. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry, I can't help you with that one. However, for healing in general, outside of going to a doctor, which I think is always a valid choice, um, to quicken up the healing, like say if it is like a headache or something like that, something that's not necessarily required of a doctor, something that's general. I often see, drawing up energy from the ground and directing it with my hands. If it's a headache, sometimes I will actually touch my left hand to the ground or have it pointed down to the ground to draw energy up into my hand, and I will direct it with my right hand to wherever the pain may be. And that's usually how, like, if I were to have a headache, that's how I would kind of direct the energy to push out the pain. Now, this might work for some people, it might not. It depends on how much you work with energy work, and I guess how advanced you are. I don't think that's the right word. I don't think I'm wording it correctly there. But in how skilled you may be at directing energy. Now, directing energy for yourself might be a little bit different than directing it for somebody else, such as if you were to lay your hands on somebody else, it might feel more healing to them than it would be to you. So always an option is to go to somebody else who does healing, something sort of like Reiki. Reiki is supposed to help cleanse your aura and basically funnel through a large amount of energy into you through whoever the practitioner is, as I understand it. Now, I haven't dealt a lot with Reiki because it's just something that if I were to deal with, I would want to be taught by a Reiki master, and time schedules and proximity to a viable Reiki master is not necessarily something that's always, open to me. So, if I were to go to a Reiki master, make sure you know that what their lineage is, and by that it's meaning is how far they are from the master of Reiki. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, I'm sorry, but the Reiki master that went to the top of the mountain to discover, or who discovered Reiki or rediscovered it. Um, you want to know how far apart, or who he taught in order to teach the next person, and so on and so forth. How far apart the person that's teaching you is from that original source, and 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 by doing that, you would actually find out that they are a reputable source. If you actually ask a Reiki master or a Reiki practitioner what is their lineage of Reiki, they should be able to rattle it off no problem at all. So if they can't rattle that off, then most likely I would not even think about going there, because it could be somebody that just learned from a website and did not gain the knowledge from somebody that actually knew what they were talking about, just somebody that regurgitated information on the internet. Um, so that's not necessarily somebody that I would go to as a reputable Reiki practitioner. I would advise you to find somebody that is actually really good at it. So, or really knowledgeable in it. So that's one route that you can go. Directing an energy, like I mentioned before, is another route. Um, Herbal tinctures, teas, stuff like that is another route. But make sure that you, uh, if you're a pregnant female, I guess that would be the only way you would be pregnant. I don't know many men that can get pregnant, so actually I don't know any men that can get pregnant. But if you are pregnant, make sure that you are knowing what herbs to stay away from, because there's certain herbs that will not coincide well with your pregnancy. So make sure that you educate yourself on what herbs you can and cannot use. And even if you're not pregnant, know what herbs you should and shouldn't put into your body or even on your body. Sometimes they can be harmful even by touching your skin, so make sure that you do your research before messing around with any herbs. And same thing with oils. Oils are a nice way. Essential oils are fantastic, but make sure you get the medical grade oils that are out there. I believe it's doTERRA, and I'm going to try to find a link to the actual doTERRA website. But if you go there, their oils are medical grade. They are actually used for ingestion, and you can look up the different oils and everything on their website. Again, I'll leave that in the bottom bar. I'm not a doTERRA supplier or anything like that, so I'm just going by what I've heard and what I've had told to me about doTERRA in general, is that all of their oils are of a medical grade, so you can ingest them. Excuse me. So, oils, herbs, energy work, Reiki, these are great ways to actually heal yourself of just about any symptoms out there. However, if you have something more serious, of course, quoting Eric, who used to be on the channel, go see a damn doctor, because if you have something sort of that's a little bit more serious, such as cancer or a virus that needs to be combated with a type of antibiotic, even something as small as a virus that needs an antibiotic, or something as extremely dangerous as cancer, please go see a doctor. Do not sit there and say, oh, that if I ingest this oil, all the cancer will be gone, because you don't want to take that chance. Of course, you ask the doctor whenever you're in there, hey, will this help with the side effects, or can it help with the cancer in general? They can advise you to, yes, go with it, or no, stay away from it, because it will react badly with these medicines. So please consult a doctor whenever if you have a more serious condition that requires medicine or anything of that sort. Make sure you consult a doctor about the ramifications of doing certain herbs or oils or anything like that. But the energy work, the Reiki work, for the more serious things, in conjunction with seeing a doctor, would not be a bad idea. Totally doable. So I think I touched on all the bases. I hope I touched on all the bases. If not, I'm sure one of the other hosts will be able to actually fill in the blanks of what I did or did not talk about. As you see by my surroundings, I am in my dorm room in Korea, so yeah, wait until next week. You'll actually get a sneak peek of it. If you go to my personal channel, I'm going to be working on my series that I've been telling you guys about. So I'll be starting that on tomorrow, actually. So stay tuned on my personal channel for that. And I'm going to start making more videos because I have a little bit more time on my hands here. So I'm going to be doing a little bit more videos that deal with my personal path and stuff like that. So yes, stay tuned on that. And I think that's it. So until next time, have love, hugs, and ladybugs. May your ancestors be with you, and may you have a great day and a better tomorrow. Bye-bye.